My name is Daksha Nathwani. In 1997, my cousin introduced me to Dr. Dinesh Varsani. My son was very weak and had constant flu, cold and coughs. And I was very concerned. When I met Dr. Dinesh Varsani, he checked my son's pulses and could tell everything. I was really amazed. So I asked him to check mine. And when he did that, he was very concerned. He asked me to get a mammogram done and also a treatment called Panchkarma, which I'd never heard about. I was quite upset and I told him that it's my son who is not well. I'm perfectly healthy. What upset me was that instead of concentrating on my son, why is he scaring me so much? I'm perfectly healthy. I got up and walked away from his office. 8 months later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in July 1998. That's when I remembered Dr. Varsani telling me to get a mammogram done. Had I listened to him and got a Panchkarma done, maybe I would not be at this stage. So I went back to Dr. Dinesh Varsani and told him the whole story and asked him if he could still help me since it was now a stage 2 cancer. He said yes, he could help me provided I do exactly what he tells me to do. And I was so desperate. At that time, my children were quite young and I wanted to leave. I wanted to be alive for them. I didn't want to die, to put it that way. Dr. Dinesh Varsani suggested that we could go by the doctor's treatment of getting a mastectomy done and also doing the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy as suggested by the doctors. Dr. Dinesh Varsani suggested the first step to take was to prepare my body for the surgery. And for that, I would have to stop eating all the food. I'm going to go on a grape diet. Oh my God, that was scary. No food at all for 3 weeks. But I had to do it. So I agreed with him, went home, got 4 kilos of grapes and started eating them. It was fun actually. I didn't realize they were so tasty. And by the end of the day, I think I was getting used to it. The next few weeks were quite easy. I detoxed like I couldn't believe I had so much toxins in my body. Every day I would just be running to the washroom 5 to 6 times and then coming out feeling so light and better and energetic, strangely enough. After 3 weeks, I had lost 12 kilos of weight and my skin was glowing. It was shining. I couldn't even believe this is me. Yeah, and then I went for my surgery. After my surgery in the morning, after my surgery in the evening, I could walk to the washroom on my own. The nurses were very, very concerned, but I told them I was okay. And then in the morning, when my oncologist came to see me, he was very surprised. And what he told me even surprised me more. He told me, Daksha, your surgery went very well. The doctors were surprised that they did not have to put a drip on me because there was enough glucose in my body. And they were very happy with my recovery. So when Dr. Dinesh Varsani came to see me in the afternoon, I told him that this is what the doctors had told me. And that's when he explained to me that the grapes were natural glucose. Imagine, I didn't even think of that. And he said, that is why they did not have to put the drip on you. And I said, wow, that's amazing. I sat the whole night and thought over it and told myself, wow, this Ayurveda, whatever it is, it's fantastic. I am just going to go through it. It made a lot of sense. Okay, after 3 days, I went home from the hospital and I was told to give a rest of 3 weeks before I start my chemotherapy. The next day, I went to Dr. Dinesh Varsani and asked him what next. So he suggested a diet plan which was based on my doshas, which I was told is my constitution, and that diet plan was quite strict. I had to wake up very early and start my day, which I did, and I was mostly on boiled foods, salads, juices, everything natural. He also explained to me that chemotherapy is very acidic. So what we are trying to do at the moment, before I get my chemotherapy, was to make my body very, very alkaline so we can counteract the side effects of chemotherapy. After 3 weeks, I was ready for my chemotherapy. When I went for my chemotherapy, I made a few friends in the hospitals who were also taking chemotherapy with me. What surprised me the most was the moment the chemotherapy treatment started, majority of them started vomiting, had diarrhea, and were screaming that they were going through a lot of pain. And strange enough, nothing like this was happening to me. Okay, there was a little bit of some tingling sensation of the chemotherapy entering. I could feel something going on my nerves and the veins, and it was a bit painful, but nothing what the other ladies were going through. Like, I didn't scream once, and I didn't vomit at all. And best part was, by the end of the evening, while they had to be carried and put to bed and taken to the room, I would just walk to my room and said, okay, I feel a little bit dizzy and I'm just going to take a rest, and that's about it. So I think Ayurveda and whatever Dr. Dinesh's diet, the alkaline part, whatever it was really working. And the next day, while all of them would call me and tell me that, oh, they are not well, they're still in bed, I was at work. Even it surprised my husband that I was at the business, and he even mentioned that, please take rest, I'm there to look after the business, not to worry. And I said, no, but I'm feeling all right, I'm perfectly okay. My radiotherapy treatment started, but before it started, Dr. Vasani made me do a castor oil pack for a month. And when I went for my radiotherapy, the doctors were quite surprised that my skin did not burn, and they told me, oh, you're very strong, your skin is not sensitive at all, so you're lucky. And in my mind I said, no, I'm not lucky, I put a lot of castor oil on it, so it doesn't burn as easily as with the other patient. Finally, after 8 to 10 months, I was told I'm cancer free, I'm free to go, there are no more treatments, I have to come for my yearly checkup, and that's about it. Gosh, that was the happiest moment. I just wanted to celebrate, and went home, was so happy, just relaxed and said no more hospitals, no more treatments, no more needles, no more injections, no more chemo, and relaxed. But then I remembered Dr. Vasani telling me, this is not the end, you have to still come and see me. So after 2 days, I went back to Dr. Vasani, and that's when he said, okay, we are starting your Panchkarma. Yes, I remember that name, Panchkarma, and I was quite curious what it was all about. And I was told it was all about drinking a lot of ghee. Oh my God, drinking so much ghee. I said, okay, that's fine, let's just do it. And we started our Panchkarma from the second day of after my chemotherapy treatment being over. after my panchkarma, I couldn't even believe this is really me. Am I the same Daksha that I knew before? No. I had anger. I used to get stressed up for small things. Anybody could irritate me in a moment like that. And after my panchkarma, I felt so calm, so relaxed. When my mother-in-law came in and told me something, if it was me before my panchkarma or before my cancer, it would irritate me, but I just would laugh it off and say, it's okay, this is something too small. I had bigger things that I'd gone through. And that's maybe when I decided that I don't want to go back to my normal life that I led before my cancer. So after 5 years on my normal routine checkup, that my uterus lining has started thickening, and it's very, very normal for a cancer patient since they take tamoxifen. And also these are some of the side effects of radiotherapy and chemotherapy. So I shouldn't worry about. The only thing I should do is now get a hysterectomy done. By now, I had a lot of faith in Ayurveda and Dr. Dinesh Varsani. So I challenged my doctor and told him, I'm not going to get a hysterectomy done. I'm going back to my Ayurvedic treatments. For which, at that time, he was very, very upset. He said, if anything happens to you, don't blame me. I have warned you, and this is what the medical doctors would require you to do. But I didn't listen, and I came back to Dr. Dinesh Varsani. And I expected him to put me back on panchkarma or something really, really serious. But what he told me to do was just drink 12 glasses of moong water every day for 6 to 8 months, or even a year if I can. And that's it. And after 1 year, I had my medical checkup done again as usual, and all the reports were normal. There was no thickening of the uterus lining had disappeared. Everything was normal. I think what the Indian rishis had researched thousands of years back is even valid today, and you can put it in your day-to-day life even today.